Hello, hello. Welcome to CoKo Plays Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC. I figure we gotta start in the title screen. Oh. Don't use my mouse input. Alright, so we're looking for the turtle posters. Every time I start streaming, an emergency vehicle goes by. Every time. I already kind of kibitzed on people's conversations and looked around, so I could just run to see if I hear the song for the turtle place. Kind of didn't think there would be one further down since there's like 3 more to go and there's still half of this area to spread them out over. Okay, so let's go this way and we'll find some.
So the key to victory is ensuring that your units... Wait.
You'll figure it out, buddy. You'll figure it out. Why didn't I go in here last time? Wait. That's Jesse. When does this take place?
Enough already, Shinra. I get it. Where are they? They should have been here by now.
Waiting for someone? Ooh, you got stood up.
As if. Wait, who are you? Don't mean to be rude or anything, kid, but do you mind? I'm not exactly in the mood.
My favorite character.
Not in the mood. Go bug literally anyone else.
If I'm not mistaken, she died in the base game, right? Like, am I just misremembering the whole emotional thing, or did she just get injured? Because that makes a difference, and I actually forget if she died or just got really injured. It was a very emotional moment. A very nicely done sequence. And I thought she died. Which still might be the case. This might be set before the events of the base game. Like, just before. Have any of the upper plates come down? No. Huh. So, yeah. When I looked at the map, it looked like... So let's see if I can get it to go to the... Yeah, the Midgar City map. Yeah, I looked at that earlier. I misinterpreted the gap in the plates as the plate that had been brought down, like right here. It still kind of looks different than the others. Yeah, I'm still a little bit confused. I feel like this should be an obvious point, and it's kind of a shame that, like, I'm not totally clear on the timing of this. But, you know, give me a break. I played the base game a year ago and started the DLC, and so forget this kind of stuff. But I'm just gonna assume that it takes place just before. No, see, this town knows of Cloud as the Merc, and so actually, you know, he I think he might have already been living here when the game started, the base game. He might have already had his apartment. He might have known Marl. He might have created a name around town for himself, maybe. We'll figure it out anyway.
Not in the mood. Go bug literally anyone.
Can we go in here? Whoa.
Weird.
Yeah, what was that? Why would there be like wind energy keeping us out?
Not in the mood. Go bug literally anyone.
You didn't notice?
His ways are a mystery.
So it's like, you know, the force of the live stream trying to keep you out and not get you involved yet. Well, if you're gonna pose, you should turn at the camera. There you go.
Weird.
So she gave the live stream like a pronoun. She said he works in mysterious ways, so maybe that's an aspect of the Wutai belief system. I kind of forget from the original Final Fantasy VII. Alright, one of them is over there where the cats are, but let's walk over here. Can I go this way? I guess I should go see what's over here. Is this the way I came into town? Last year when I started the DLC? It might have been, but I can't go back anyway. Which is good. I don't want to have things to re-explore. Although I will. Check if there's anything interesting here. They all seem to have the same stuff. It's the turtle music.
Besides everything, they were talking about what kind of outfit I'd look good in. Just more exotic, sporty, or
Just look at gouging prices.
I don't have enough to buy that armor you have. I need 8,000 for that.
there you are! Get back here,
Hey,
you little
kitty!
turtle thief!
Get the kitty. Get the kitty.
Huh. I know that tune anywhere. Nope. Got the wrong cat.
That's what I thought.
Different cat.
Yeah, the ones that were here before aren't going to be the right cat.
Why do you all have to look the same?
Good kitties.
I do too. Different cat.
Good kitty.
Gotcha.
Aw. It's okay, kitty.
Flyer acquired.
It's like mini victory music that plays.
Just the two of us all alone in a world. A world at the Happy Turtle.
Alright, one more? Two more?
Did you hear about the Loveless musical? Cancelled.
Oh no, the Loveless musical was cancelled.
Stop Sector 7 shop.
Spend some of that gil.
That's my plan.
You there, young lady.
Hey, do you think avalanche are a bunch of ladies or grounders like us?
You can play War Condor against the lovely
I kind of want to play Fro Condor. Maybe like once a,
Call up the turtle.
up there, once a stream or so. It would be fun to play hide and seek around here. Have to avoid the doggy? That's a weird thing. So I have to like walk slowly or... Okay, so the dog like... wakes up, takes a look around. Where is it? Try not to bump in anything. It wasn't that, I just didn't know where it was. Move, 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 move. So where is this thing? I'm guessing it's up top. Do I have to move faster for that part? Alright, there's a fake out. Yeah, it's got to be up the ladder, but
Easy, Fido.
don't have enough time to do that. Oh, it's okay, I see. It's not up the ladder, it's hanging off that poster. So I just gotta grab it and get back. That's fine. Good puppy. Will you move?
Just what do you think you're doing, young lady?
Wow.
What do you want with that exactly?
She got up here
Better
quick.
yet, who are you? Heard some punks have been hassling the nice people at the Happy Turtle, ripping down their flyers.
That's not me.
Are you one of them?
Mm-mm.
So you're trying to sneak a peek at the Merc? Not that
Yep.
I blame you. Boy's easy on the eyes, I'll give him that much.
Yeah, so this is before.
Cut your losses, honey. Unless you like your men
The events of the
silent
base
and
game.
emotionally unavailable. Merc's built a wall around himself so damn high, even he can't see over it. He'll never tell you what he's thinking. And that
Yeah, he will at some
attitude
point.
is- I tried to get through to him, but would he listen? Would he?
Love it.
I'm really not here for whoever he is.
Then what are you here for?
For, directions. But I'm all good now, thanks.
Way to not be suspicious, Yuffie.
That makes sense. Won't old Snapper be impressed when I rock up with these bad boys?
Yeah. Nah, I like to go back myself. Because on the way,
That was a close one.
might play some Fort Condor. Alright, let's do it.
You know the drill. You want to play? You got to fork over. What's your deal?
What's your
Why are you
deal?
dressed like a 5-year-old? That's just weird.
Hey,
What are you talking about? This isn't weird. It's super cute.
you're right about that.
Cute? More like super lame. Not as lame as Midgar. Huh?
Just saying how much I was looking forward to playing Fort Condor. I could really use the training, you know?
Sure, I'll put you through your paces. But you do know it's gonna cost you, right? 1 match, 3 gil. Hey up.
Yes. Okay. So, press L and B and switch between the loadouts. Press Y to change a unit in your loadout. And once you made your selection, press A to swap in the new unit. So these are some of the ones that we got. What did I did? Security officer. If I were to swap it out, some of these units are just better, I think. So Riot Trooper a shield bash, if that's something I want to do. Alright, let's just pick something for now, and then I'll change it. Because the security officer... Alright, I suppose I could do a ranged. Okay, so the key is we want to look at hers. I don't know what those the materia icons. That's like what I can spells I can use. One string battle. So there's save on the starter, heal on the starter board, cure I should say, and fire. And then this one is like ice and wind or something. Not sure. So let's see. So Kyrie has the battalion board 1, lightning materia, and looks like a kind of cure-ish thing. Faster speed than me, more HP to headquarters and outpost, and her unit is much more offensive. So I might want to counter that with some good defense. So S-gun is an interesting thing. It attacks continuously, but HP depletes constantly. So it's probably good for like strategic placement. And this one spawns riot troopers. That could be good. Alright, spawning riot troopers. Moth unit has 4 stars. That's probably good for me. Let's try it. Alright, now let's do some ranged. Helitrooper, and what does the officer barracks do? Spawn security officers. It's not a bad idea with helitroopers to kind of give them some help. Okay. This seems reasonable. Here's some materia details. There we go. Yeah, I was kind of right with what it was. So draws units inward. That could be helpful for like using it in combination with the machine gun, which I didn't equip, but those are good ideas. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, so let's spawn some defense. I can't. Is that because I don't have enough ATB? Doesn't say anything. Does that number 6 mean how much I need to have? Okay. Come on, bottleneck. Get out of the bottleneck. Okay, now we need to take this thing out. Put an officer barracks right next to it. Now we bring in the helitrooper. Okay, now we use magic. How do we do that again? Why? I don't know if that actually helped me. Alright, let's put officer barracks here. I don't know. Sudden death, huh? I think I lost. Yeah. I guess sudden death is like whoever does damage, more damage in like the last couple seconds or something. So I was doing a little bit better, but then I didn't hold up to take one of the outposts. I like the riot barracks, and I like the officer barracks. Those are both helpful. But I want to try and figure out exactly like what the other things mean. Sort by what? Like attack and defense I understand. But what about the icons? Like movement? So let's do another airborne thing. That's lots of airborne things. Alright. You're probably going to deploy... So I need... So do I need 5 in order for this to be placed? Let's see. Oh, I placed behind it. Good. This is perfect. I honestly have a difficult time like knowing which exactly are my units. I need something else in the air. Okay, pressed my advantage. I got the elite security officer. Great, it's a Vanguard unit.
Excuse me? I cheated and I still lost?
You cheated.
What can I say? Talent trumps all.
Whatever. You still owe me for my time. It's gotta be worth 7 gil at least.
As if.
Alright, so I imagine I could play you again.
You just don't quit, do you? Fine. 10 gil for a match. Take it or leave it.
No thanks. That was fun though.
Hey, do you think Avalanche are a bunch of platies or grounders like us?
Hell if I know. It'd be a lot easier to
We're a mix. Jesse's a Pleiade, but most of the rest are grounders. Yeah, everybody has
Man, I seriously
Has
don't
cause.
think I could've lost.
Alright, should I try another match before I return these things? I kind of want to.
Tell me, Zena.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Let's go somewhere cool. You're not gonna believe this.
After all this, no way would I say. Avalanche really
Alright, let's take care of you.
When your opponent leads with this, you respond with this? This game is insane.
That's like the most
There,
basic
dude.
thing about the
How's that
game.
conversation with yourself working out?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to disturb anyone. My daughter's been dying to play this game, and I promised to teach her. But first, I have to
Aw,
teach myself.
just a regular old
That
nice
game wouldn't
guy.
happen to be Fort Condor, would it? If you want, I'll help you figure stuff out.
You will? Oh, thanks. That'd be a great help.
I loved in the base game like being on the light rail and having the conversation with like regular folks, people like Shinra, like lower level middle managers and other people living in Midgar. That was the kind of stuff that the original game didn't have time for, that really gave life to what you were doing. Okay, I guess let's do the sorcerer board again and try and press our advantage. So he's got an assassin board, which is cool. Let's see what the materia details are. Haste. That's a really good one for this game. So it's not haste for ATB. It's attack speed of units. Guard dog, grenadier, elite grenadier. It's got a lot of ranged units, which we could counter with offense. Is very little defense. So, I mean, our riot barracks are probably enough. I don't even think we deployed a moth unit last time. So let's replace it with... So more expensive, so this one requires 4. Yeah, okay, we'll compare that with the officer barracks for the regular security officer, and then when we get the opportunity, pump in a Elite 1 to increase the damage done. And then either a Helitrooper or... yeah, probably a Helitrooper. You don't have... the Slug Ray flies, right? Let's just take a look at the Slug Ray. Yeah, so we need something that can handle the Slug Ray. I don't know if the... yeah, so the downside of the Riot Barracks is it can't hit stuff in the air. Oh, what type of unit does it pump out? Riot Troopers. Let's look at Riot Troopers. Yeah, so they can't hit stuff in the air. That's the only downside there. So we might actually want... a defensive unit capable of hitting stuff in the air. With the which the Moth unit can. And then we can replace one of these with more offense. Alright, so we'll replace the Slug Ray with... so he's only got Riot Troopers for defense too. So the interesting thing is he's got a lot of the range units which we can counter with a lot of offense. So just go nuts on offense. And then to handle his Riot Trooper, we got the Riot Barracks. That should be enough. Or, sorry, the Guard Dog. Might be overkill, actually. Might be able to get away with... yeah, let's do that. We got Officer Barracks to deal with Grenadiers and Slug Rays, or Slug Rays I think fly, so we should do Helitrooper, we got that. We want another attacking airborne thing. Elite security officers can damage airborne, so I think this is good. I kind of like this plan. So deploy the S-gun for the guard dogs. Deploy the Moth unit for defending against any of the flying. Yeah, so that's the thing. We need to attack attacking units against the range units. So stuff like Sentry Ray, Slug Ray. We do an attacking unit that can attack. Any of our attacking units can deal aerial damage. So any of these three are good for that. Our cheapest one is the Helitrooper. That's fine. And then for the guard dog, we really only need one type of defensive unit. Maybe the S-gun prototype is enough. And he doesn't have a lot of defense, so monodrive against the Riot Trooper is probably okay. Maybe we complement that. Yeah, maybe we put in the shock troopers to like finish the job when we got an advantage. Okay, so shock troopers come last. First deploy things like helitroopers and officer barracks security officers. Defend against the guard dog with the gun prototype. And put in mono drive to handle the riot troopers. That sounds pretty good. Now the question I have is like, I'm always confused as to whose units are whose. Let's see if I can get better at figuring that out. Okay, so we need to do offensive unit. A helitrooper. And then you got another ranged guy there, which we need to do another offensive unit for. Elite security officer, that'll work. So Shock Trooper can't do the air guy, so let's wait. So we can only do it from the first 4, right? Which means the only thing that would work here is waiting for the officer barracks, which is okay. I can do that. Now let's use our magic on this. Let's get a shock trooper in, and let's get let's get another officer barracks in as soon as we can. Shock trooper. Yeah, I think we got it. That was quite comfortable. Yeah, the advantages between units are very pronounced. So my Vanguard units were demolishing his ranged support units. And I didn't need to deploy any of my defensive units because he never got a chance to be on offense. So something I learned about that, though, is that like you can only pick from the top 4 to deploy. So if you have a unit in your selection that you might not use, is clogging up a slot the entire time. So you kind of want to only include units that you're going to be regularly deploying. But I suppose, you know, when it's tougher on me, you know, I might need to periodically have defense. So there's a bit of wiggle room since you get 4 out of 6. Or 4 out of however many you pick. Alright, what do I get for this?
Well, what do you know? I think I'm starting to get the hang of this.
That's good.
Starting to get the hang of what? Losing?
Losing on
Oh,
purpose, to be precise. If I can let my daughter win without her suspecting, that to me is as good as a victory.
Boo!
I know, I
Boo.
know. But if it'll make her happy.
okay. I imagine he's just gonna say,
So
"Hey,
kind
want
of
to play
you taking
again?"
time out of your day to help me.
No.
Ooh, a Moogle hat.
We got one.
It's so cool.
I love Moogles too, Koopa. That is what Moogles say.
Got any Moogle hats?
Alright,
Great
let's...
work, Johnny. Just great.
Wait,
Where you
you...
gonna find enough money at this short notice? Dumbass, this is what you get for wasting your last kill on some flavor of the month game. But you know me, I'm a sucker for fads.
It is Johnny.
There you... Ah, don't freaking scare me like that. I'm highly strung. You trying to kill me? Huh? Who the hell are you?
See, everyone's
Who am I?
got such a personality that just comes right out.
Muttering to themselves in the
No,
shadows.
no time wasted.
Like
That's
some
how you
kind
do
of
it.
Shinra spy.
Say what? Me? Nuh-uh. I was just, you know, thinking about stuff. Huh?
Johnny, you turned out to be a good egg.
Yeah, like how to bag that sweet, sweet Fort Condor prize money. It's my ticket out of
I
here.
guess you haven't done that yet.
So you're after the Grandmaster too? Sorry to burst your bubble, Mr. Shadow Lurker, but I'll be the one taking home those spoils of war.
Well, over my dead body, you will. My life's on the line here. I deserve to eat. I deserve to live.
Damn right. Okay. So we still only have the two boards. He's got a better version of the Sorcerer board. Which means what exactly? More ATB, I guess? And another materia slot. So I wonder if we should counter his Sorcerer board with ours? With our starter board? Like, is that helpful? Maybe. I'm not really sure about that. So the Sorcerer board has pretty weak outposts. That's something. Though they can do damage. That's actually quite helpful. Oh wait, they do the same amount of damage for me. His is probably because it's a Sorcerer board too. Yeah, that seems about right. So we'll do the starter board, I think. And I guess they save what type of units you last set up with the boards, so you can have like a pairing that you like. So he's got a bunch of defense, that's the thing. So we'll save our Sorcerer board. It was set up to be very offensive, so we'll keep it for that. Starter board can be set up to counter defense. And so we need our support units. He doesn't even have anything else, so he's got defense and support. So support will counter with offense, and defense will counter with support. So let's see, Riot Trooper, Elite Riot Trooper, and Sentry Gun. They can't, two of the three can't target stuff in the air, and the other one, let's see what the other one does. So yeah, we're not going to have any defense. What was it? What was a Sentry Gun? Oh, we only have the Sentry Gun prototype. So it's probably the same concept. So it'll sit there and fire for however much defense it has, continuously draining its defense. So it fires straight ahead, and it can the Sentry Gun, unlike the prototype, can target stuff in the air, but if we just have stuff on like different sides of it, that's sufficient. So we just kind of surround his units with aerial support units. And we got a bunch of those, right? Mono drive, slug ray, and elite grenadier. So let's replace elite grenadier. Unless we want to use the grenadiers as like fodder. And then slug ray, mono drive, and maybe even throw in the elite grenadier to count. So this will all counter his defense. And then we need offense against an elite grenadier who can't target from the sky, who can't target the sky, so something in the air. A vanguard unit like a helitrooper will be good against the elite grenadier, and then against the elite shock trooper, that's probably for the officer barracks. Alright, I think this should work. He'll deploy a bunch of defense. We'll see what he starts with, but he'll deploy defense. We surround him with these guys. When he puts out his defense, when he puts out support units, we go after him with this, and they keep going to fight. That's when we heal them to keep them going, slash, fire to burn up his defense or something. Something to that effect. Let's see how it goes. We start out with 4 ATB. Let's see what he places first. Right, so he started with that defensive unit. So let's which type of unit is that? Elite security officer. Unit details is right trigger. Elite riot trooper, so can't fire in the air. So we start out with 2 slug rays. Oh, but we can't because... Alright, we'll start with that. Perfect. Now we wait and do some offense here. Stay alive. Stay alive. Okay. Let's go for another foray. Offense. on offense. Okay, we didn't need it. But that worked out. Yeah, the countering is just so powerful. And then having those little advantages like air sky, or ground.
This can't be. Say it ain't so. Oh, goodbye, fortune. Goodbye, pride.
Now I'm taking down Midgar a citizen at a time.
Hmm? Wait, what'd you say?
That all of Midgar is gonna suffer the same fate.
Alright. Now I can challenge rank 2 players, and they've been put on the map. There was something else put on the map too, or something else mentioned, and I missed it. Because I was checking out my stream. I just have to accept that, like, I'm a little bit worse at video games because I'm trying to stream. And that's okay. A little, as long as it's just a little bit. Wait, there's only one rank 2 player. No, never mind, 2. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm in a groove now. Jesse, huh? You're a rank 2 player?
Enough already, Shinra. Get it. I should be up there with them.
So I've been thinking about it, and I know just
Up there
what
with
you
them
need
probably
around the
refers
Fort
to
Condor.
blowing up the first reactor.
Didn't I tell you I'm not in the mood? You know what? Fine. Why the hell not? Might help take my mind off things.
Jesse's my favorite character. I know I said that already, but it's just the way it is. Okay, Battalion Board 2. Looks intense. He's got a lot of spells to use. Oh yeah, I got a board. I got a sorcerer board. We're probably going to have to use it. I don't think we could survive without it. So, she's got an even split between support units and defensive units. So we need to be offense heavy, but also have support to counter her defense. Blast Ray. Wow. So Blast Ray and the gun prototype don't do that yet. Okay, we need to do aerial ones. That worked out. Monodrive. Monodrive, I think. More bang for our buck. And then the sentry gun. A second thing for that. Elite Grenadier. Okay. That works out. And then we want offensive units. Helitrooper, yes. I don't know if I want the barracks, actually. Barracks is so nice when I get the opportunity to do it. But I might just want to be pumping out these units. Alright, Shock Trooper, Elite Security Officer, Helitrooper. That's pretty good. And then what's our materia? So fire, blizzard. So fire is like you hit and it immediately does damage. Blizzard is Like it does some damage to the area. And thunder also does damage to the location. So all of them we kind of want to concentrate when we have a concentration of folks. Alright, let's try this out. Let's see what she goes for. Okay, so we got 2 units right away. Oh wow, they're both kind of guns pointed at us too. That's a sentry ray, and it can do stuff in the air, right? I think. Assuming that's the right thing. What's the other one? A sentry gun. So we might be better off letting them split up and then going on the right with some offense like a shock trooper. And now, putting in an elite security officer. I won. She started gaining some traction. I had a great line pushed up, but I didn't take advantage of it. And I should remember to keep my line forward. So I learned something too in that victory.
Damn. Well, can't win them all. Haha, laugh it up. Now leave me alone, would ya?
I will.
What's that I hear? The sound of the world's smallest violin?
Keep pushing me.
Nice. All right, let's go do the last level too. And if we have level 3, we'll see.
Shinra's not just going to stand by.
Alright, I brought you.
Either way.
Hey!
Isn't there something
Oh yeah, you.
Shy! Back for more? Such youthful
Yeah,
determination.
you're definitely the dude that helped us with the bike thing. Yeah, of course you are. Alright, Assassin Board 2. So that's what makes this guy tough, is he's got an actual mix. He's got a really strong defensive unit that'll take a while to deploy. But it's got 600 health. Yeah, he's got a nice mix of stuff. Alright, Elite Grenadier, mono drive, still good choices. Now, he's got Elite Helicopter and Cutter, which means we might want to defend against. So we might get rid of the Shock Trooper and instead have our own Moth unit. And then Security Officer and Helitrooper versus the Mono. So Helitrooper specifically for the missile launcher. We have nothing that's like fast. That's okay. So mono drive and missile launcher, I kind of want to be faster to the punch on. Maybe have the slug ray instead. Wait, that's not the one. Oh, you're the only one that goes in the air. So how about the guard dog instead? Nope, I like the elite security officer too much. Okay, and then to counter your moth unit, maybe here is where we, instead of the mono drive here, we do moth unit can attack air. We don't care about, it's on the ground. Is it called a moth unit because it's in the air? Let's see. I can't tell. Yeah, let's do the cheap stuff for the moth unit. Slug ray and grenadier. You know, we can just spam them out, hopefully. And then to counter his missile launcher monodrive, we got Hella Trooper and Security Officer. That's good. And to counter his cutter and elite helicopter, we got the Moth unit. That looks pretty good. Use our abilities the same way. When there's a congregation. Alright, let's see what he does. Okay, so that's the cutter. So it's gonna come up to here. So let's wait for a Moth unit. And another attacking unit. Okay. Moth unit can handle that. And put a Hella Trooper to push some offense forward. Alright, when you're playing offense now there? Fascinating. I'm not sure if Blizzard did any damage to him since he's in the air.
Well played, my friend! And to think, I thought I'd best you easily.
Wait, did you just call me your friend?
But of course, with that display of passion, you've more than proven yourself worthy. Henceforth, you shall occupy a place in the pantheon of my closest companions. When next we meet, it will be on the open road, the wind in our hair.
Close.
Just don't make me come
That
looking
does
for you,
happen.
my friend.
It's just not with me. Alright, and we got the battalion board too.
I could never refuse a fellow fort aficionado.
Alright, let's see who we got. We got one. Oh, it's Wedge. So Wedge is our like final. Yeah, you know, it's a nice little tournament structure. 3 level 1s, 2 level 2s, and 1 level 3. I think we just got to go do it. I'm in the groove. Why would I want to risk forgetting? Hey, Wedge.
So, I couldn't help noticing your Fort Condor set. Got time for a game?
It'd be my pleasure.
Then let's do it up.
Oh, we got the Happy Turtle music because we didn't advance that quest yet. My bad.
Pretty sure I'll hold my own. I eat experts for breakfast.
I eat experts for breakfast.
Is that right? Well, you can talk the talk, so let's see you walk the walk.
At least we won't have the music during the combat, during the game. Alright, so he's got a Battalion Board 3. Is that what we got? We got a Battalion Board 2. Alright, so he's got so many units, he can do a mix of everything. The thing to notice, though, is his attacking units can't do damage to air. So if we do defensive units that are in the air, we can defend without that much risk. And a battalion board is good for what? Having outposts that do damage is nice, because they can help take out the units that come by. The battalion board is just better, though. It's more defense, sufficient offense, and an extra materia to use. So barrier conjures a ward that reduces the damage taken by... Okay. So that's a good thing to place on like a front line. Haste to help us move when we need to gain into... to get a... push the line up. And then HP up when we have a lot of units. Give everyone an HP up. Okay. And cure when we need it. Cool. So, let's get a defensive unit that is in the air. They won't be able to hit it. None of them are? Is that the issue? Interesting. Yeah, we don't actually need the moth unit. And I don't want the riot barracks to be targeted and blown apart before it can spawn useful units. So I think we're better off with the blast ray and an S-gun prototype. And then we want to counter the elite shock troopers, sweeper, and slug ray facility. Really? We need to be able to bash this stuff. So elite security officer is probably a good idea to bash stuff. Elite Helitrooper, is that a new unit that we have? I think it is. That's a good thing to have too, so let's keep it. I actually like the guard dog in here, so let's just quick change this for a second. Let's put the guard dog in here. Because all these units are on the ground. And the big one can't target stuff in the air. Okay, that's good. And then for the shock trooper and cutter, oh, we already did that. For his helicopter and sledge worm. So something that targets... What would be good against... Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, and when units gather... Alright, push up our front line with haste and then a barrier. And when we have a lot of units, use the HP up. And then heal if we need it. Okay, so this guy's gonna come down here. Is that his unit or mine? It's on the ground now, which is interesting. Alright, we won.
Not gonna lie, I didn't think you had a chance. Sure showed me.
You freaking bet I did. Aw, not gonna go crying to your cats, are ya?
Aw.
Looks like you've got your work cut out for you, my furry friends.
Hey, we can travel to level 4. They might not be here. They're going to be later. Yep. Which is good. This gives us a natural break point from this game.
Wait a second. That was everyone, right? Including the
Yes,
Grandmaster?
you're good little people.
Where's my
You know what's gonna
materia?
happen later?
Want it
We're gonna
now.
have a party to celebrate their successful mission.
They
And
should
you're
make our
all
own.
invited.
All the joy and cheer that await at the Happy Turtle. But a ninja star with
Alright, I could go talk to Chadley and see what I get with all these Condor coins. I didn't even need to get any to win these matches. Yeah, I see you. Where's Chadley? Where am I right now? Chadley's here. Wait, what? Ah, it's the starting quest. Hey, Chadley. Oh, you're the Grandmaster.
I finished reviewing your 4th Condor match records. You exhibit what in sporting parlance is called the ability to perform in the clutch and the heart of a champion. In combination, these traits make you the ideal player.
That's right.
That being the case, if it isn't too much trouble, would you mind testing your mettle against me?
I guess so.
I'm sure you'll kick butt.
Who was it? Oh, it wasn't him. It was the turtle guy who sold me stuff. Yeah, before
You're withdrawing? That is most disheartening.
I can probably talk to him and get 4 Condor stuff without starting the quest.
Well. Look what the tide washed in. That's a 1, 2, 3, and a 4, 5, and I can't believe it, 6! We have a winner! 3 cheers for the Happy Turtles all-conquering champions! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Please, it was a piece of cake. Only these Midgarian dummies would find that a challenge. Speaking of which, here, for a fellow tough nut.
Would you look at that? The chow beans! Does this mean what I think it does? Well, what do you know? A real-life ninja paying old Snapper a visit. Truth be told, I'd love to have you round to the bar,
But
you got your hands full. Not to mention the whole underage thing. Still just a youngin', I suppose, ninja though you are. Well, I don't plan on moving from Midgar anytime soon, so once your shell's seen a bit more wear and tear, make sure to come on back. Whip you up the finest food and drink this side of Wu-Tai. Only the best for you. La 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 dun dun da 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 dun dun.
magnify materia obtained. Actually, I didn't look at my weapons to see. Alright, before I do that though, that was my only complaint, was that animation takes a while and I tend to go in and out of it a good amount. So I got the proficiency, which means I can use elemental ninjutsu. I might now want to try the boomerang and get that proficiency. Evade an attack. ATB increases when successful. Can also use while airborne. Cool. And I have more materia slots on this weapon. So it's got... I could do thievery to be at par. I didn't really use mug though. Probably should though. Don't care about damage boosts. I mean, attack power I do care about at some point. Precision defense barrier. Guard against an attack at the right time to cast barrier. I probably wouldn't really want to pay enough attention to do that. Shuriken Master is probably a good idea. Increases the amount of AP though. Like that's the kind of multiplicative benefit that I could get by doing this immediately. And then this one I probably want. Okay. How do I equip this? There we go. So right now she's got on Wind, Deadly Dodge, Chakra. Yeah, this looks good. I kind of want to remove it. I like doing that before. Does that go with a weapon? All right, let's set stuff that actually uses the linked abilities. We just got a new materia. Magnify. Expand ranged. Okay. Expand range of what? Of wind? Okay. Then we want chakra for healing. First strike is pretty useful. Yeah, let's work on that. Steadfast block. I guess these two are kind of counterintuitive. Or counter each other. First strike. Nah, I mean, you can first strike and then guard to get back ATB quickly. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I couldn't really figure out parry. Absorbing HP could be a good idea. Yeah, I should work on the parry. At least like just understand how it works more because it goes well with the block. Okay, this is all pretty good. Yeah, so now we gained all the ninjutsus. Let's make this Art of War. Let's make X. Windstorm. Make A arrow, B chakra. Alright, do that. So, Art of War to get faster. Windstorm to do some damage. Same with Brumal Form. Every so often do Wind Materia. Alright, that's all pretty good.
If it isn't my favorite ninja, good to see you again.
Alright. Yeah, we want to use our Condor coins. We have 3. And we didn't bother with any of these. We also don't know what type of board Wedge uses. We have 15 Condor coins. Okay, that's how much these cost. It's an expensive Vanguard unit. I don't really love the HP depleting thing. Yeah, helicopter's pretty dope, but I got the Moth as like an expensive defensive unit. So I don't really want that. I have a lot of coin though. I can buy like a lot of things, but let's just buy them in the order they're like priority. Yeah, sentry gun is just good to have. And then ranged. Don't like that. Slug Ray Facility. That's pretty good. Let's get the board. We don't really need the lower level boards at this point, so only get them when we just have nothing else better to get. So we have 8, so let's get the cutter. Now we have 5, so a 3 and a 2. Yeah, it seems good. So do we want the sledge worm or the helicopter? Probably the helicopter. This one can be used nicely though. Like, you know, from a distance. The exceptional durability is an interesting thing because the HP depletes continuously. So even if it's durable to attack, it doesn't benefit me because I'm going to be placing it at a distance and it's just going to do damage until it depletes. I like the helicopter better, but the fact that it's probably the most expensive to play is the tricky bit for me, but I'm going to get it. And now I think the elite shock trooper. Yeah, a front lines ranged one. I'm in need of that an awful lot to counter the defensive, or to counter. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Great.
And if you ever find yourself with a few spare coins, remember old Snapper.
I'll be back for sure. So what's next on the quest, even though I'm gonna go play the game first? I guess I go back to talk to everybody.
Ready to part with any condor coin? Come back anytime. You
Nothing.
soft shell are always more.
That's probably where I go to advance, but I don't want to do that yet.
Searching for competitors. Can I assume you're ready to do battle with a virtual summon?
Close. Alright, we got 2 new boards. Battalion, Grandmaster board. Arrow, Thunder, HP up. I don't even remember using that. Stop, huh? Interesting. We got Poison, Regen. Barrier and Regen could be used nicely together. I think I like the battalion board more than anything. Hold on a sec. There's a moth flying around me. Or left. Alright, so he's got the slug array facility, which we want to demolish. With a cutter. Perfect. Okay. And Helitrooper and Officer Barracks. What do we want on defense for that? Yeah, the helicopter is a big expenditure, so we want something else too. Blast ray? Blast ray can't do... Okay. And now to deal with his offensive unit, oh, we did that. Now to deal with his defensive units, we got Blast Ray and we got Riot Barracks. Elite Grenadier for the Riot Barracks. Shock Trooper. And let's throw in Slug Ray Facility. And then on offense, the Cutter we said, and then we want a Shock Trooper. And yeah, Officer Barracks. Okay, it should be pretty good. Let's look at the materia. Yeah, things like a barrier for the officer barracks, and then regen for like sentry gun or slug ray facility. That works. And then poison when he places his officer barracks. Okay. Let's see what he does first, actually. Okay, so... That's fine. You're wasting your time. I think he's gonna win. Okay. Advance the line and then get the cutter up there with the sentry gun. So he's doing the opposite of things. Get damage on that as quickly as possible. Come on, move up. Lost in sudden death. Okay, so what happens is he's using them for the reverse purposes. He's marching forward with the defensive units and defending with his vanguard units, which is interesting. I don't know if it's just working out that way because of like my arrangement, or if that's like an intentional strategy. But I can counter, like maybe if I like immediately put out like a shock trooper. So the order, that's why the order I lay these things is the order. Okay, I get it. The order I put them out is the order they show up. So if I want a shock trooper up there, I gotta be prepared to do it immediately, which is what I'm gonna do. Get a shock trooper out right away. And then he tends to put out an offensive unit too. So let's get ready with an elite riot trooper right after that. And then we got these. Let's do the helicopter at the bottom. Suglay facility. Sentry gun and cutter. And we might get an opportunity to use it. Maybe an officer barracks, actually. Let's try this. Do we pick materia or something? Or like... Alright, so immediately put out a shock trooper to get him to maybe change plans. And now have the sentry gun. And then get the first shock trooper. Good. Alright, get those slug rays out. Okay, we need something just to mix up. Turn around. Dang it. He's tough. I need a lot of cheaper units. So what I noticed that was working for him was the factories being put close to the front line once he advanced it. And like one of each type. I like that idea. So maybe with the starting ATB. So it starts at 5. So he's gonna start with, I think, like a helitrooper. So the things that do well against helitroopers would be like the barracks. Defensive barracks. So maybe we put that out first. So the riot barracks can't handle that guy though. So the helitrooper's gonna, I'm pretty sure the helitrooper's gonna start. So let's take him out with something that can take him out. Oh, officer barracks can do this. Okay. Wait, no, officer barracks, that's offense. Riot barracks is what I was thinking of. Okay, maybe we do the moth unit. And the moth unit's he's gonna do maybe a slug factory or an officer barracks, maybe. He's got a lot of barracks options. So if he does an officer barracks after the helitrooper, we gotta be prepared to take it out with Grenadier. If he does a slug ray factory, we got to be prepared to take it out. The guard dog. And then we want to lay down an officer barracks. Let's reorder these things a little bit. Grenadier barracks, then officer barracks. Instead of let's do the helitrooper instead of the guard dog. Riot trooper and oh, he's only got one thing, so yep. If we can get the officer barracks placed, then we'll rely on them to finish things off. Alright, so he starts with his barracks, which means we start with Grenadier Barracks. I mean a riot trooper, right? Go take that out. Oh, we can't do two. Go, 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 go. Quick Grenadier. Off unit. Now we place our barracks when we get the chance here. Oh, it's on the ground. Duh, I keep forgetting that. Yikes. I had a little bit of a better start. And then I got overwhelmed. So we need quick solutions to the barracks. That's a big issue. So if he does officer barracks first, which he did, we need quick... elite riot troop. Alright, so we need the elite riot trooper first up to deal with the officer barracks. If he plays a heli trooper, and we need a defensive unit that can handle that, which is going to be the Moth unit. Okay. Slug Ray facility, we need heli trooper and let's do an elite security officer. And then Blast Ray. And then Riot Barracks by the Elite Grenadier. And we'll do mono drive. When we get the advantage, then we put the Grenadier Barracks and the Officer Barracks. And let's look at the materia again. So use poison for ground enemies, of course. Don't mess that up. And then put a barrier around the barracks and regen around troops taking out a barracks. Alright, let's see how this goes. So what's he gonna do first? So Helitrooper, we need the Moth unit. Which way is he gonna go with the Moth? The Helitrooper? Okay, then this is gonna come down. We'll get it with mono drive, that's fine. How did I mess that up? Now I'm stuck without an appropriate unit. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. I lost. I'm not even like really doing well. Okay, so he does one of these things for Vanguard. I do defense. He counters that with ranged. I counter that with offense. He counters that with ranged. I counter that. He counters that with defense. I counter that with range. Counters range with offense. I counter that with quick defense. Maybe that will help. It's the fact that he's got a sentry gun actually might be useful. Yeah, I need a sentry gun in the mix. Let's try again. I had another slight moment too, where it was a little bit better. Alright, one more try. And then we'll call it. We were able to do a quick counter though. I think I like the sentry gun more than the moth unit. Riot Trooper sentry gun, yep. Helitrooper was useful. Yeah, we might need a slug ray facility because his defensive units are on the ground. So slug ray facility. Why is my order all weird? Okay, well... You make progress, and then we put the sentry gun right in front of you. Oh, his barrier is useless. Jesus. This was a completely failed attempt.
Shame, it was a close match. Maybe next time. Would you care to assist in my research by joining me in a game or two?
Let's try one more time. A better attempt. We might use a different board. Okay, so we want to have defensive solution for these guys. So sentry gun. And start off with 5, so and a riot trooper. So it's his speed that is really killing me. He just churns these things out, and I get lost. So slow, arrow, blizzard, 2 arrows, a blizzard. Okay, let's try this. I think it gets randomized what we start at. Alright, riot trooper, go get him. Sentry gun. Slug ray. Riot Trooper. Sentry gun. Riot Trooper. Dang. It was a better rhythm having fewer units in rotation and churning them out, but I was always at a disadvantage. So I think I'm gonna have to keep working on
Downgrading
this.
skill evaluation in line with new data.
So, did the same people who blew up reactor once?
So until next time, everybody,